Hello, what's up? What's up? So, I can finally study without having to get distracted every 5 or 10 minutes. How did I manage to do this? As a kid, right? I didn't do anything as a kid, but I'm telling you the story because it's a big reason on why I couldn't do anything. I never studied as a kid. Genuinely never studied as a kid, right? You're not alone. And chances are if you're in a position where you are the type of person to not study now, chances are you never studied as a kid, right? Because if you built that habit as a kid and got the positive reinforcement of good studying, hard work, you probably have the knowledge to study now. So you probably don't need this video if you're that guy. Chances are you're like me, where I didn't study a lot at all. I come back home and I just sit, play video games. And by nature of playing a lot of video games, I didn't really have that much drive to study because the video game would be so stimulating. And that's what this video is about. Because the games I play, like Warframe, Destiny, Minecraft, like servers, not the chill Minecraft, like the servers, PvP, all these mini games and stuff, right? These would all make me so engaged and activated and like wow, like I had the best time every single day. I would have the best time of my life. Every day would be the best day ever. And then it comes to studying. When I studied, I could not focus for 5 minutes because of this concept, right? Because it was so hard. Really, I looked at the book, the textbook, the math textbook, science textbook, whatever it might have been, and I looked at it. I'm like, what's the point of all this? Obviously, I couldn't articulate that in my child brain, but I looked at it and I was like, if it was me, I'd be like, what am I looking at? I said this in a previous video, but it's literally just like if you put a Russian textbook out and you opened it, and you opened a math textbook out, they would look the same to me. That's how much I didn't understand what I was looking at. So I was like, man, what's the point of all this? So I pretend to study. And I feel so bad for my mom because she would make me study, and God bless her soul, because she would try her best. And I'd open the book and she'd be like, study for 30 minutes, only then can you play like games, or like study for an hour, or finish this chapter, or like read this chapter. And what I would do is I would just like read the chapter like she asked, but my brain would be like, okay, I'm gonna do this when I'm done reading. I'd be doing this thing in the game, right? Like whatever mission, quest, and while I'm reading, my mouth would be moving, sound would be coming out, but mentally I'd be in the game. Mentally I'd be like thinking about what to do. So clearly I'm not cut out for the studying stuff, is what I thought. And it's easy for me to tell you these textbook tactics, like meditation, resetting your dopamine, all this stuff. And while that advice works for different situations, and I'm a big advocate of meditation, I'm a big advocate of regulating your dopamine so you're happy and satisfied in life. The truth is, when you're more like me and you're more like that kid, and you're more like me because of being that kid, you don't need to regulate your dopamine. The thing is, you would study if you had enough reason. If your brain was attracted to the studying, you would naturally want to study. You would welcome the challenges. It's not that you won't expect that there would be challenges. You would welcome those challenges with open arms. So how can we do this? First of all, respect to you, and I'm glad that you're watching this video. So many people out there watch videos that they don't even like, right? They just think it's entertaining, so they kind of watch it and kind of waste their time. They don't even remember half of it. So I'm glad that you clicked on this video because it shows a lot of love and self-respect for you. And I promise by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how you can make studying engaging and fun so that you don't have to worry about like being bored and losing interest. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not about meditation. It's not about lowering your dopamine or like focusing better, like how to improve your focus. This video is not about how to improve your focus. I did this in the last video, so cheers. So, the thing is, the reason why video games were so stimulating for me and engaging, and even though I would play games that are particularly hard, and this is the thing, people like to say video games are engaging because they're instant gratification, and I agree. 90% of video games, it's like instant gratification. It's just fun. It's like a casino, right? It's like you have fun everywhere. But there's some games where once you're like a veteran in it and you're playing it a lot, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about if you have a game like this, right? For me, it's Warframe. But think of a game you might have been playing when you were younger. There's always like a point where you reach the game and you're such a good player in the game that getting the next thing is extremely hard. It involves a lot of luck, RNG. It involves a lot of time spent in the game. Involves a lot of teamwork, all this stuff, right? And so you live this life where the game becomes your life, the game becomes your quest, and the next thing is the hardest thing to get. Now that's a very interesting situation, considering people consider video games to be instant gratification. And the thing is, that's true for like the first 80% of the game. And then once you get really good at a game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Think of a game you're really good at. Once you get really good at a game, you work hard. Like you start working hard at the game, at the video game. Why is that? It's because you're actually good at what you do and you know how to play it, right? You know how to play the game, so you know when to expect a certain reward. You know when progress is made. You know the ins and outs of progress and loss, and whether you're moving toward your goal, whether you're doing the right thing, the wrong thing, whether you can do the right thing in a better way. You know the ins and outs. You know the intrinsic stuff. So you're willing to work hard because you know it's not vague. It's very clear what to do. You just have to put the work in. Now contrast this to a maths textbook and a chapter you don't understand. Your brain has this video game that is also hard. Like it's hard in the sense that the next thing you want to get is very, very far away. Next thing you want to get is very, very far away, and the math textbook or the science, I don't really care. Replace it with the subject you have. Those contrast each other by one metric, is that you don't understand it. Both are difficult. Both are difficult, but you just simply don't understand the other one. And so this is why I couldn't focus for more than 5 minutes when I was trying to study math back in like 8th grade, when I was really good at Warframe, which was almost equally as hard. It's because I was good at it. It's because I knew what to do. So you might be like, okay, that's great, Kaushi, like nice sob story. How the hell can I do this? Here's the thing. You have to set the bar really low. You have to set the bar really low. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to quit what you're doing and like study for 4 or 5, 6 hours a day. I'm not your school teacher. I don't care about that much stuff. I've never studied that long in a row in my life, and I'm an A+ student. I got basically all A's in my last semester, and I'm a shit student. So how do I manage that? It's the fact that you have to set the bar extremely low, like low. Your bar for success that day should be extremely low. What I would do when I was bad at math is that I would study 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes, it'd be like maybe 5, 10 questions a day. And that would be my bar of success. Even though like the thing is, right, it was so dangerous because in that semester, so it was like the second semester of college, I wouldn't attend those classes because I never understood anything in those classes, right? Like I would go there. It's like a 2-hour class, 3-hour class, and I would not understand anything. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Okay, bro, I'm not gonna waste my time. I had enough like self-respect for my time. So what I would do is I'd stay at home instead, and in the same 2 hours that they would teach me, in those 30 minutes, I try to learn it. I try to learn what they would teach in less time, like in 30% of the time. And slowly but surely, I was actually managing it. So when I learned to self-study and practice the questions myself, I was seeing what I'm good at, what I'm bad at, and how I can go. The problem with the class I had, I'm not saying skip your classes, don't skip your classes, especially if you're a dumbass. Stay in that class, right? Like, thing is, it's not like I dropped out. It's like it was optional to go to the class. Attendance was not mandatory in the college I'm in. So like you could go or come as you please. They told us to do that. And so I took the opportunity. I was like, yeah, nah, screw this. And I would only skip that class because other classes I actually understood. And I'd sit at home and I'd study for maybe 30 minutes every morning. As soon as I wake up, I'd get some coffee going. And while I'm drinking the coffee, I'd practice some questions for 30 minutes. And I'd slowly understand what I knew and what I didn't know. And I was like, okay, clearly I'm not interested in this, but I have 30 minutes until this coffee ends, like me drinking it. So I might as well see what I can do in those 30 minutes. And I practice the questions that I knew. And I'd be like, okay, fine, I kind of understand this. And I'd solve one question. And I'd be like, okay, if I can do that, I can probably do the next one. So I do the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and the next one. And slowly but surely, I progressively overloaded what questions I was doing. And after the 30 minutes was up, I didn't think about math for the rest of the day. Come the next morning, do the same thing. Study for 30 minutes, leave it for the rest of the day. Next morning, bam, 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 same. For the whole month. And within the end of the month, I understood like 4 chapters. By myself. 30 minutes a day. The same chapters they taught in that month in class, I studied by myself in 30 minutes. I'm not a bright student. I'm a dumbass. Genuinely. If you knew me in school, you knew I didn't pass like half my grades. So how am I able to do this? It's because I set the bar really low. I'm telling you, your problem is not focus. It's the fact that your bar is so high. You think I have to study 3 hours. Maybe you need 3 hours of studying to complete that chapter, but you don't need 3 hours right now. You need about 30 minutes right now, maybe 20 minutes. And then you slowly see that you're able to do what you can do and then get better at the thing that you're doing. You understand what I'm trying to say? I'm giving you permission right now not to study for 3-4 hours a day. I'm saying study 30 minutes a day and get good at that. And once you get comfortable at that, maybe increase the time or try to complete the questions faster in those 30 minutes. Either way, you complete the same output. I had this principal of another school come to my school in my graduation, right? And he was a guest speaker. And the thing is, I try to like respect teachers and principals and all that, but I was like old enough to like see through some bullshit. And what happened was, I think this guy we had a neighboring school, like next to our school, and he came to like say like congrats or whatever. And then he started going off on a tangent that no one understood. Basically, he was like, make sure you cut off all electronics and study 8 hours a day. Don't eat South Indian food, eat North Indian food, because South Indian food is too filling and you'll feel sleepy. So instead of eating full meals, eat like samosas, like snacks, and keep a tub of ice cream in your fridge and like eat that instead of that. See, if your work, there's no one that agreed with him, by the way. I don't agree with him. But if your work is completely output based, then maybe, right? Like maybe like if you're trying to get as much output as possible, go on. But studying is not really output based, right? It's more like knowledge gaining and retention and recall. It's not like, okay, I move my hand and something comes out. Like, no, it's kind of like, it's retention, it's your brain, not your body. So I was like, man, what the hell? Because I never studied 8 hours a day in my life, and I don't know anyone who's done that and hasn't gotten the same results as good 30 minutes or 1 hour of studying per day. I literally never. So, yeah, trust me, set the bar really, really low and just get good at it, genuinely. And if you think you need more work than 1 hour and 30 minutes, feel free. Like, I'm setting this 30-minute bar because that's what worked for me for math, but you might be studying medical, you might be studying engineering, it might be more, right? Like, 100%, all for you. And you have to kind of assess it yourself, right? You hear what I'm saying. You assess it yourself, and you think, okay, I'll start with 30 minutes, see what happens, and then maybe if I need 1 hour, I'll do 1 hour. But don't believe this nonsense of like 3-4 hours. You don't need to improve your focus. You just need to set the bar really low so that your brain learns that you can do it. The reason why my brain was really good at video games and not studying is because I understood how the game worked. I didn't understand how studying worked. I didn't understand how math worked, science worked. So when I looked at it, it looked like a foreign language. I didn't know where to start. Like, I would be happy to start if I knew where to start, but I didn't know. That's how you should feel. If you like this video and you want to see more, click the subscribe button and the like button. I make videos like this all the time. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.